That's what everybody called her, Peaches. Wasn't much soft or sweet about her, though. My mom was a firecracker, the center of attention in every room, always ready to set the party off. She grew up in St. Louis, the fifth of 11 children, born to Mickey and Ruth Martin. In a family that big, you had to go for yours. So my mom learned at an early age to be aggressive. If she wanted something, and none of her brothers and sisters could legitimately claim it, she grabbed on it like a pit bull. But she was a giver, too, and loved her family to death. She enjoyed taking care of her younger siblings, so she learned early how to cook amazing meals for them. When she got older, it was nothing for her to whip up a whole Sunday dinner on a random Tuesday. She worked jobs from fast food restaurants to nursing homes and always had something moving on the side. She sold clothes or shoes that she obtained from different places. Don't leave your winter coat at her house. It might end up in the yard sale that spring. She'd buy half a dozen bottles of liquor, mark them up a couple dollars, and pocket the difference. She'd bake cakes and pies and sell them up and down the street, or cook up a bunch of food, drop it into styrofoam containers, and roll through the local bar telling people, "Come here and give me $7 for this fish dinner." Pot roast, cabbage, macaroni and cheese. She cooked it all. When it came to that hustle, that grind to get money, Peaches was about that work. She was also about those streets. My mother liked attention. In a family of 11 kids, 12 if you count her extra stepbrother, attention was in short supply. She found it out partying. My mom started popping pills when she was 13 years old, what they called blues, which were like Xanax or Valium. There was a lot of weed around, too. This was the late 1960s into early 70s, and heroin was starting to hit big. But my mom was scared of needles, so she didn't get into that. Her boyfriend Ralph did, though. They had 2 children together, my sister Brandy, who was born in 1975, when my mom was 20 years old, and my brother James, who was born in 1977. Everybody calls my brother Miko. Rhymes for free throw. After Miko was born, my grandfather got a job at a factory in Cleveland. He moved there. My grandmother followed him soon after, and then they broke up. Things got rough for my mom in St. Louis with 2 kids, whose father was addicted to heroin. So my mother brought Brandy and Miko to Cleveland, and they moved into my grandmother's house at 12617 Edmonton Avenue. That house was a half a block from Richard Paul's store. Actually, R&J Confectionery was way more than a store. Richard Paul was the type of person who liked to take care of everybody. So R&J was also a credit union, food pantry, taxi stand, community center, and more. Parents knew their kids were safe there, buying penny candy and dropping quarters into the Donkey Kong game. You can get some bread and eggs a couple days before your paycheck arrived. This was before cell phones, and guys who got locked up would use their one call from jail to ring the store payphone and tell my dad to tell their people to bail them out. R&J Confectionery was a neighborhood institution, and Richard Paul was a caretaker of the community. Richard took such good care of Peaches that I was born on December 16, 1980. He insisted that I have his name. My dad was already married to Justine. They had a daughter, my sister Nikki, and they lived in the house on Artnaw in East Cleveland. But Richard Paul Sr. was not the type of man to ignore his responsibilities. He was a stand-up guy, and whatever he did, he owned it. He was always the fullest of full-time fathers to me. A few years after I was born, when Brandon and Miko's father died, Richard assumed the responsibility of raising them too. They call him Dad to this day.